What is going on, everybody? It is Dylan with DFS, bringing you a brand new video. Today's video, I'm going over Week 7 running backs to target. If you guys are new, I do have spreadsheets that has all the DraftKings prices, puts the points per game, makes it a little easier to see. And then I have my keys. So if you are a subscriber to us, if you want to join, click our Discord. Very cheap subscription package. You get my smash plays on Sunday. As of right now, I just have some players that I suggest for cash, tournaments, some values, and some stackable players. Running backs typically I don't have stackable. It's usually wide receivers and tight ends. So starting it off, Saquon 8,200 against the Giants. This one I'm watching as a tournament play. I love Kyron, but with the Giants injuries right now, um, they could be without Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns. There's a good chance one, if not both, play, but both of them have not practiced. And this video is going out Friday morning, so injury statuses and stuff like that may change by the time you're seeing this video. So Saquon's one to watch if Giants have another defensive line injury. Adoree Jackson is also banged up, so that's one to watch for. Kyron Williams, though. Look, Vegas, we already know, traded Devontae Adams. Wilkins is on the IR. Crosby, this is going up Friday, so a lot of this could change. But based off of what I've seen from Wednesday and Thursday practices, Max Crosby hasn't practiced. Jacoby Myers hasn't practiced. Another starting linebacker is out for Vegas. So there's some Vegas injuries, both offensively and defensively, that could affect this. So I like Kyron Williams at his price point, 8,100. Vegas has been really bad against the run, and Kyron Williams has been a very solid player. The touchdown upside is definitely there for him this week. He is a hefty price to pay up to, but I definitely think he is worth paying up to. Christian McCaffrey already knows out. Jordan Mason, we're watching. He's been limited. And Jonathan Taylor has not practiced. So those guys, watching the injury statuses of them as well. Well, pretty much Mason and Taylor, but I assume Taylor's going to be out. Kenneth Walker, tournament play at 7,300 against Atlanta. Now, Kenneth Walker, his stats aren't amazing. He's just a high volume running back right now. Zach Charbonnet, when he gets in, just hasn't been as good. And the touchdown upside has been there for him. It is a tougher matchup against Atlanta this week, but nonetheless, the amount of volume Kenneth Walker gets and the touchdown upside always makes him playable, but he is getting up there at 7,300. Bijan Robinson, another tournament play. Seattle dealing with some defensive injuries, especially in their secondary, so I kind of like the rushing upside for Bijan in this one. Seattle, just their interior defense hasn't been as good as their secondary has been. Atlanta has been... anything was an indication of last week. They need to get Bijan the ball more. He looked amazing last week. Tyler Algier also looked good. That's the one setback with Bijan is Tyler Algier is so good still. Like, he's not an elite running back by any means, but Tyler Algier is a very good, efficient running back for his role on the team that he will get continuous snaps. Devon Achane, the next one, has been practicing. Indy's been really bad against the running back this season, both on the ground and in the air. So 6,700, I think, is a very fair price for him. Granted, Miami's offense has not looked the same without Tua, but this is a favorable matchup for him in this one. I really like Achane, but I don't want to play it in cash just because of how bad they have been. But I do think it's a positive matchup for him. Aaron Jones, look, Detroit hasn't played running backs really, really good. I just with Hutchinson being out, that is a huge blow to that defense. And Minnesota's been so good offensively, especially early on. I think this is going to be a very good back and forth match. A big division game, right? If Minnesota loses, Detroit wins. That changes the way the division could line up, right? If Minnesota wins, they kind of pull 2 games ahead of everybody. So it's a huge win for them if they do win. So I like Aaron Jones, right? I like a lot of guys on the Detroit-Minnesota game. It's one of the games that I'm really targeting right now. But Chuba Hubbard for the same price at 6,500, I think is why I have Aaron Jones as tournament. He's been banged up, but Chuba Hubbard in a really good spot. Granted, Carolina dealing with some injuries, but so is Washington's defense. Defensive lineman, linebacker, both kind of questionable. Yet again, this is Friday morning before practice reports are coming out. So Deontay Johnson has not practiced. That's a huge blow. If Deontay Johnson, for whatever reason, is out, Chuba Hubbard should get, a couple more targets in this game. So he's just been very, very consistent. Washington has been very bad. I said they're a bottom defense. If their defense was better, that team as a whole would be in a much better spot, but they're not. So I like Chuba Hubbard. His numbers are just amazing right now in a very, very good matchup. On the other side of that, watch Brian Robinson's status. If Brian Robinson is good to go, I think he's a very good play against Carolina, who Carolina's been very bad against the run, not only this season, but last season as well. They're also dealing with quite a bit of injuries on top of that. So I like Brian Robinson, kind of like Austin Eckler, but if I had to pick one, I'm going to go Brian Robinson. Tony Pollard. Right, we saw how bad Buffalo got beat by Breece Hall. Tony Pollard, Tajay Spears is yet to practice. Tennessee just at times have been very good running the ball. Other times they just keep relying on Will Levis to do whatever Will Levis does. But Tony Pollard's been very, very good, been very consistent for the Titans. Tajay Spears, he's a good running back, right? They had a nice, good 1-2 combo with Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears. If Tajay Spears is out, Tony Pollard's going to get a majority of the work. So at 6,300, really love that price and matchup. Nick Chubb's one to watch for if Jerome Ford is out. I really like Nick Chubb this week at 6K against Cincinnati. That offense, will be better with Nick Chubb in it than anybody else. He's just that good. They've designed their offense around Nick Chubb for years. So Nick Chubb being in there, granted, I don't think he's going to have a majority workload, which is why he's a tournament, but I do want to get some ownership in him. Kareem Hunt on the other side of it, it was clear last week Kareem Hunt's their lead back. It is clear. Now, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is back, but I don't think that really affects Kareem Hunt. It's, like I said, it's clear he's their lead back. He's going to get a majority volume. San Fran's defense has been dealing with some injuries. Hardgrave obviously out, but yeah, I want to target people in this slate that are getting volume. Kareem Hunt is one of them. Going down, I don't have, as of right now, a lot of values. Just because of injury statuses. That's kind of where we get our values. Nothing's really clear yet. Alexander Mattison is a value at 5,500 if Zamir White is out. The Rams have been very, very bad against the run so far this season. Alexander Mattison's not a great running back, but if you're telling me he's going to get a majority of snaps in a pretty ugly game, it looks like, I want to get some exposure to it at 5,500, and that's pretty much it, right? Tajay Spears, I mentioned, hasn't practiced. Jonathan Brooks hasn't practiced. Jerome Ford hasn't practiced. So it leads some of those other guys up there to get value. Maybe some injury news changes. Trey Sermon, right, has been one to watch for if he's out. Goodson's a name to consider at his price point, 5,400, in a good matchup. So, as of running back right now, we're just looking at some injury statuses, but I think Kyron Williams, Chuba Hubbard, and Tony Pollard are the three most names that stand out to me as of right now. So tomorrow's video will be going over wide receivers and tight ends. I'm just going to combine them both, and then we'll have a live stream going over the slate, main slate status, just stacks, games to really target, matchups to target, stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in any of that, please hit the subscribe button. It means a lot to me. I'm really trying to get to 500 before the end of the season. That is my goal currently. So if you guys do enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one.